Since we've already covered Mudkip and Torchic's best revamped ORAS teams, we should probably talk about Trico's best team. We've already established a lot of what makes a good Pokemon in these games, and I think Trico in particular has a lot of interesting partners we can use, some of which we've already utilized, and others that we've yet to consider. So today, let's break down what the best team is if you're using Trico as a starter in ORAS. I'm confident this team will prove to be as powerful as our previous options. And I'm also confident that it'll work for anyone playing these games and truly be the best Trico team possible. Any Trico team will start off, of course, with meeting Professor Birch, where we'll save him from some wild Pokemon with our starter Pokemon Trico. Trico actually has a lot of strong matchups, especially in these games, with a strong matchup against Roxanne, Titaniliza, Wallace, Drake, and Team Aqua. You'll eventually get the Sceptile right before Winona, which is the key to giving you a powerful offensive dragon type. Speaking of, we'll be using this Sceptile as a physical attacker due to the lack of Dragon Pulse access before beating the game. So we'll use Leaf Blade, which we get on Evolution, Dragon Claw, which is a TM in Meteor Falls that you get access to after getting Waterfall and Surf, Swords Dance, which you'll get the TM from an NPC in Lava Ridge, and Brick Break, which you'll get as a TM in Pseudopolis. This moveset also gives you a few additional matchups where Sceptile can be a last-ditch option against Sydney, Glacia, and Steven, allowing you to at least perform as well as possible into matchups you'd otherwise be neutral or bad into thanks to Brick Break's additional coverage. Mega Sceptile is a pretty difficult option to outspeed in these games, so you'll have access to one of the fastest mons, and you'll also have a great form of setup to ensure it can beat most enemies in your path. Sceptile, thankfully, despite having bad defensive matchups, can still be a pretty powerful option offensively, at least to handle most matchups in the game, and it's very easy to patch around your weaknesses. Alright guys, guess what? She's back again. Yup, the Gardevoir, type combo, Psychic, Fairy, y'all know the drill. I've done it for the past 2 months now. I just can't stress how good Gardevoir is in these games. I told you guys twice. For moves, we'll still get Psychic from Level Up, then get TMs for Shadow Ball from Mount Pyre, as well as Thunderbolt from Watson after the Primal episode. As for Fairy Stab, you either got the choice of Moonblast, which is a Heartscale move, or Dazzling Gleam, which we can get as a TM on Route 123. While we were waiting to get the Gardevoir right, we can get an odd incense from Slateport. Gardevoir is going to steamroll ORAS as usual. I don't really need to give you guys another breakdown of how this mon works. If you guys have any better mons, leave them in the comment section below and I'll pin them for you. That way we can get some options. Moving on to our third option, we'll be resolving our Steel type problem now by adding on a powerful fighting type. In Granite Cave, we'll be catching ourselves a Makuhita. Hariyama is going to be a powerful fighting type, and unlike options such as Gallade and Medicham, it doesn't require a Mega Evolution to be a powerful contender. Hariyama also, unlike an option like Machamp, doesn't require a Trade Evolution to obtain either. Hariyama is just a powerful wallbreaker we can get that'll help with pressuring options like Norman, which is one of the more difficult gyms to defeat, while also pressuring most of the Elite Four, mainly Glacia. For our team, we're going to repeat the process we did in the first remastered best team and go for a thick fat one. I wanted to run Guts, but unfortunately, the Flame Orb and Toxic Orb are unobtainable until post-game. You still can run Guts, but it's much easier when you have an item that automatically procs status. We'll teach Hariyama Close Combat, Knockoff, and Fake Out all learn via Level Up, while also giving you Low Sweep from Mauville's Pokemart. Brick Break is another option for later, just in case you want to bust Glacia's light screens. Hariyama probably has the easiest moveset to obtain among a lot of viable Pokemon, since even the TMs you can thankfully just buy for rather cheap too, allowing it to quickly just be a powerful option for your team immediately. While we're in Dewford, we'll get the old rod to catch a Magikarp, which will eventually evolve into Gyarados. Similar to Gardevoir, Gyarados is just a powerful contender for practically any team in the entire franchise, but especially this one. Gyarados on this particular team, unlike our Blaziken one, should honestly never really be your Mega. and we'll be using it more to be a bulky water type for this team. We'll still give this same moveset of Dragon Dance and Crunch as permanent moves, while Aqua Tail and Bulldoze will eventually be replaced by Waterfall after beating Wallace, and Earthquake once you get the Seafloor Cavern. In this case though, we should probably give Gyarados an item like the Wave Incense or Leftovers. The Wave Incense we can get from Slateport, or an option like the Citrus Berry that we can just get across the region. Gyarados will be a powerful fire resist, which helps a lot against Flannery, and it's also a ground type immunity, which will be important for our next two Pokemon on the team. While you can eventually replace Gyarados with Primal Kyogre if you're playing Alpha Sapphire, I think in this particular case, due to the amount of ground weaknesses we're about to pick up, it might not be the smartest choice. Though, if you decide to add it onto the team, I would teach it Origin Pulse and Ice Beam, which Kyogre starts with, while getting TMs for Thunder and Earthquake, with Earthquake already being needed for a couple of other mods, and Thunder being obtained in Lilycove's department store. We should next look into our electric type on this team, which will be Magnemite. In the remakes, we can actually get Magnemite in Horde encounters on Route 110, and it'll be a very important option for Winona, Titaniza, and Wallace. In this particular case, we'll need to evolve this into a Magnezone so it can be a very bulky pivot for us, and then teach it Flash Cannon from level up, while also giving it TMs for Volt Switch after beating Watson, and Thunderbolt, which we are getting after the Primal episode from Watson for Gardevoir anyway. For our fourth move options, we have Hidden Power, if you get a good typing like Fire, Water, Grass, or Ice. If it's a bad typing, we can just teach it Toxic instead. If you go with Hidden Power, we'll get it from Fortree City, and if it's Toxic, we'll get it on the ground in Fiery Path. Both moves have a lot of advantages, but it just depends on your preference and the typing for your Magnezone's Hidden Power if this is even an option you should be considering. Either way, we'll have Gyarados as a strong ground immunity and fighting resistance, while Magnezone can handle any opposing water types you'd struggle to break. The defensive synergy here is going to be phenomenal, but we'll still have one more seemingly unconventional pick for this team. We'll round out the team with a really weird fire type pick by adding on Camerupt. While you can use a Mega Evolution on your Camerupt, I don't think it's the most necessary thing to do here. That said though, I'm not really sure what other items you'd actually need to give Camerupt outside of something like the Charcoal from Lava Ridge. That said, you have to play Omega Ruby if you want to use Mega Camerupt in your playthrough, as the Mega Stone is post-game in Alpha Sapphire. It probably is a better idea to use this team in Omega Ruby anyway though, because Camerupt can be pretty easily replaced by Primal Groudon, and it fills your team perfectly typing wise by doing so, while still giving Gyarados a reason to stay on the team. For your Camerupt's moveset, I would teach it Earth Power, Rock Slide, and Yawn from level up, while giving it Flamethrower as a TM from Victory Road if you use Camerupt that far. Lava Plume is also an option if you're getting rid of it eventually for Primal Groudon. Speaking of, if you are going with Primal Groudon, you'll want to keep Precipice Blades while getting TMs for Flamethrower and Dragon Claw, which we've already went over locations for, and Solar Beam from the Safari Zone, which you'll need the Mach Bike for. While base Camerupt will be a cool option to deal with fights like Flannery and Team Magma, you'll be getting a pretty strict upgrade with Primal Groudon. That said though, Camerupt can still at least shine in the Elite Four against Glacia and Steven if you're planning on keeping it. Now, before we wrap up this vid, let's discuss our HM employee. In this particular game, we should actually have some options to teach HMs to, as a lot of our movesets aren't very finished for most of the run. For example, we can easily teach Hariyama Rock Smash and Sceptile Cut, as their movesets take till near the end of the game to actually round out anyway. Meanwhile, we can just throw Surf and Waterfall on Gyarados or Kyogre until we're at the Elite Four, as Earthquake is mostly going to benefit us for Steven's fight anyway, meaning we'll have the fourth move ready. Strength can go on most mons here, but it probably would just fit best on Hariyama, and while this will be a power drop, you can always just go to the move deleter if you need the extra kick to remove strength temporarily. If you want to take advantage of Fly though, you'll always have the gifted Lottie Twin, but thankfully, it's just not necessary due to soaring anyway. So that's our best team with Sceptile and ORAS, and honestly, it looks like it'll be a pretty fun one to use. I'm glad there was a way to fit so many unique picks around Sceptile that both benefit each other quite a bit, while also taking advantage of some of our other stronger Pokemon like Gyarados and Gardevoir that can patch up weaknesses for them defensively and offensively. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, let me know down below what you guys think of the team and if you change anything if you could.